Ladies and gentlemen, I am back after almost a year. This is Wrestling in the Midwest. My name is Tyler Martin, just in case you haven't been here before. If you have, appreciate you returning. Appreciate you waiting on me for a full year. This episode is going to be a pretty quick one because we're going to be back here. I say we because me and my buddy Keith are going to do a episode right after Monday Night Raw talking about all the wildness that we know for sure will happen on Monday Night Raw on Netflix. It's going to start at 8 p.m. I assume it's probably going to be a 3+ hour show because there's a lot scheduled and there's a lot that probably hasn't been scheduled that we're going to find out on the show. So I'm looking forward to that. So let's get this show out of the way. Super excited for tonight, by the way. Who isn't, though? First round of the predictions is Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. I have a feeling this might kick off the show, but I'm not like sitting here trying to predict the exact detail by detail of the show. I just have a feeling this might kick off the show. Obviously, it's tribal combat, which means it's for the winner is the official head of the table, tribal chief. My prediction is that Roman Reigns will win, most likely. The Rock has announced that he will be at Raw on Netflix, so I have a feeling that he's probably going to wait until the end of that match, and they're going to have a face-off. And The Rock's probably going to have some kind of a symbol of some sort to, what's the word I'm looking for? Present himself as the High Chief that he teased in the Instagram post that he put out yesterday. He also, which surprised me, is he had a receipt that showed that he is legitimately the High Chief. So I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, again, I think Roman Reigns will come out as the official tribal chief. And before I get on to the next thing, Paul Heyman's been acting very, very Paul Heyman, I should say. Like he's there's something up his sleeve, and there has been ever since Survivor Series, or the Friday before Survivor Series, when he came out in the Solo Sikoa-like attire. So, yeah, I won't get too deep into that because, like I said, we'll be doing another one of these right after Monday Night Raw that will come out as soon as possible. I'm not going to say exactly what time it'll come out, but anyway, for the next thing, Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. I predict that Drew McIntyre wins this match. I think he needs it more than Jey Uso does. If Drew McIntyre doesn't beat everybody the first time, then I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, to be honest with you. I just think that Drew McIntyre will win that match. And what a year he's had as far as just character development, wrestling ability, promo work, social media god, I guess you could say. I can't wait to see what he ends up doing in 2025. Next on the list is John Cena to appear. I think he will probably give a little bit of a follow-up from what he was talking about at Money in the Bank, that this is his final year, and probably get into a little bit more detail as far as what that means for John Cena this year. And then whether or not he finishes that promo, at some point during this promo, I think Logan Paul is going to interrupt. And there's been word surfing online, at least, that Logan Paul pitched the idea that he wanted to face John Cena at WrestleMania, and apparently I don't buy it. They turned him down on that, so I think they're going to probably lean into the rumors, and Logan Paul is going to claim that, WWE said, no, you can't fight John Cena at WrestleMania. So he's going to call him out in front of everybody, so he has no choice but accept it, because if not, then the John Cena we all know isn't John Cena, the never give up, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's tried the same exact tactic, but it works for Logan Paul because of the rumors, and maybe they are true, but I doubt it. So that brings us to Liv versus Rhea. I think this is going to wrap up the feud. I think it needs to. It's been going on long enough now. I'm not saying that I'm bored of it, but if it continues after this, I will be, if that makes any sense. Apparently it's the last woman standing, and in this graphic it says so, but I don't remember. Maybe I'm just have a bad memory, but I don't remember him announcing it as such. But that doesn't necessarily mean, like I said, I could be wrong, but that doesn't really change my prediction at all. I think Rhea wins this match. I think she needs to become the champion again. Liv doesn't necessarily need the title anymore. She did a lot to really, what's the word I'm looking for? Climb the ladder as far as, man, I can't think of the word. But anyway, she's done a lot to prove to everybody that she is good, if not better than everybody thought she was, especially this year. So I think Rhea Ripley wins this match, because honestly at this point she needs it more than Liv Morgan, and that's weird to say, because if you would have asked me this time last year, would not have said so. And that's not because I have anything against Liv Morgan. It's just the way things were going for her storyline wise. But she has made herself into a huge star, and they're almost like equals. You don't see Liv and Rhea face to face like you did at Saturday night's main event and think, Rhea's got this. It's very unclear. How they're building it, it's very unclear, who's the bigger star out of this, and I think that's awesome. So, next on the list, of course, Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. They announced this as the main event, which is why this is the last last thing I'm going to mention as far as the Monday Night Raw card goes. And by the way, if you would have asked me like 5 years ago, maybe even this time last year, if I was going to do a predictions on the Monday Night Raw card, I would have told you were nuts, because that's not how Monday Night Raw has ever been presented. And it's almost making me wonder if Monday Night Raw is not going to be like a weekly premium live event type situation, but we'll see. A lot of speculation as far as how that's going to go. But anyway, I think there's a lot of things. This is my one prediction that I really don't have a clear answer to be honest with you. It could go either way, to be honest with you, because I have a feeling these two will end up wrestling at WrestleMania. I think they put it on this show as a good incentive to watch, and this would be a good way to begin the feud with a heel and babyface instead of just two guys that don't like each other. I think it works for right now, but if you want to continue this feud, there needs to be a clear villain villain and hero to the story. This could go one of two ways, maybe three ways. I can't remember here. Punk wins clean, or Seth Rollins cheats to win. That's two of the options that I've come up with. I think the cheating will be a low blow, to be honest with you. Or Seth Rollins loses, and maybe it's like a roll-up or some shit. I don't know. But however it ends up happening, if he loses, I think he attacks Punk after the match, which would be his official heel turn. And I think the fans would probably see it that way too, depending on how brutal the beatdown is afterwards, if that makes any sense. If it just ends in a brawl, then I don't see it as a clear... It's the same story continuing. But like I said, I think there will be a clear villain and a clear hero. I think CM Punk, it's a little bit too early yet for him to be a heel. So I see Seth Rollins, he's going to be the heel in this situation. This episode is brought to you, as always, by ME Studios. ME Studios is a podcast network that not only powers this show, but many others, including Round Table Wrestling. Tired of the same old wrestling podcast, like this one? Well, if you're a fan of wrestling, they have a podcast for you. Join Round Table Wrestling. In fact, pull up a chair and have some fun with Keith, Pablo, Brent, Chad, and David every Friday live on Kitsch Radio. Missed the live show on Friday? Don't worry. If you need to pick me up on Mondays, catch them on Spotify. There's a link in the description at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to jumpstart your week with how they ended theirs. They are also newly available on YouTube, so if you prefer to watch, there is an option to do so. Round Table Wrestling, where life is wrestling and wrestling is life. Now back to the show. This next prediction, I guess you could say, is a very far-fetched one. So I didn't make a graphic for it, to be honest with you. But I have a feeling maybe we could see a Stone Cold Steve Austin return, because it's already, being presented as a huge show. Lots of cool top-tier main event matches and main event-esque matches, I should say. And what would make the chatter afterwards even more intense would to be having Stone Cold Steve Austin just make an appearance, maybe do like a short promo of some sort, just to kind of let the people know that he's still around and he's still got his eye on what's going on type situation. Also, he's been very quiet, especially around WrestleMania time, when apparently that was the original plan during the main event, was for him to appear, and they got The Undertaker instead. But again, that's internet chatter. Who knows if that's real or not. But would not be surprised, but I would be happy if Stone Cold Steve Austin made a return on Monday Night Raw on Netflix. This is going to be a crazy episode. Can't wait to see it. Like I said, this is a very short episode. It's going to be as long as it needs to be going forward. But for this episode, I just wanted to do a quick predictions, and we'll talk about everything in depth after Monday Night Raw goes off the air. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Once again, my name is Tyler Martin, and I appreciate everybody tuning in to Wrestling in the Midwest. We will see you later on today.